All right, I am going to watch episode 2 of Diary of an Ex-Ho with Daron and Steve. So I'm just going to watch it and tell you my thoughts as they come up. And remember the old saying, always bridesmaid when you're a hoe. Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman, your ex-ho. And this is my friend Daron. Hey, Daron.
Hey, Shay.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I was trying to figure out how long we've known each other. And it's all right. I want to pause here just to say that I love Daron. He's a great guy. He's a lot of fun. He's a good friend. But I do hate it when people jump on Zoom from their car. I kind of don't like it when they're on their phone, but at least I prefer when they're in a place, not a car. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's got to be probably closing in on 20, 15 to
Yeah,
20, somewhere around in there. Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah.
So I asked you to be on this show because I was looking for a BBW admirer, however you, I don't know how do you address, I mean, do you call yourself anything? Do you say you're a BBW admirer? What do you say you are?
Well, I don't label I am a BBW admirer, but I don't label myself that.
Okay, so you don't have like a name for it that you like tell people?
Nah, I just like the women that I like.
Right. So, yeah, so way back in the day, they used to call them chubby chasers, you know. But
I heard the term BHM before, big handsome man.
what?
Whatever. I heard the term BHM before, like big handsome man. But I guess that's for the women though.
Right. Yeah. Now I was trying to, like, you and I met, I think, on a dating site. It was a BBW dating site. I don't know if you remember how we met and stuff. And first we just went out for a movie. Yeah, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like your picture's frozen. Then
You sure?
then we went to a BBW dance. I remember you
Yeah.
said you'd never been to one, so I took you to your first BBW dance. And what did you think of that?
Yeah. Uh, I liked it. I mean, it was different, but I liked it.
It was fun back in the day.
That here it is in 2023. I'm still a part of that.
Well, you make those lifelong connections. eh, people become your friends. It becomes your community. Now, do you date like? All right, I just want to interrupt here because I have a few things to say. First of all, my lash person I used to have should be fired because look, my eyelashes are like in my eyes. My eyes aren't even open. You can't even see my eyes. I have a new lash person now. She's much better. But secondly, there was a minute there where he was just staring at me weirdly, and it was just a glitch in in the the Zoom call. So, which is one reason why I don't like people to do it from their cars. But I thought, why is he looking at me so weird? It's just because he was frozen. So, um, okay. Anyway, skinny women or like normal sized women too.
Yeah, I'm open to dating petite women or thick, whatever you want to call them. I'm open to that.
Mm-hmm.
My preference is I like plus size women.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's a reason for that? You think that's just what you like? Or is there something?
I think it, I
Wait,
think it's just what I like.
is your mom a big woman?
Since I was uh, she not really, but I mean, she is. We consider her plus size, but she grew up as a petite woman, but she got older, she gained some weight.
Yeah.
And had kids and stuff.
Right. What's going on in the BBW community? Do they still have like club nights and stuff like that?
Well, as I was the host out here in the Northwest, I don't host them anymore. I quit like last not this February this past, but February like 2022. And ever since then, nobody has thrown any events or anything. But I guess you know, me and you both have a friend named Luke. He throws his barbecue parties in the summertime.
Right.
That's about it. But also, you know, they still got plus size events across America where other people outside of the Northwest, you know, they bashes whatever that's going on.
I know there's the one in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like
they have one. They have one everywhere now.
Really? Do you go to those?
It has grown. Yep. I got a couple I'm going to at the end of the summer. I'm going to Atlanta Bash and it's a bash in San Antonio.
Oh, I knew Atlanta was big for that kind of stuff, but I didn't know San Antonio was.
Yeah, San Antonio, I've been to a couple of their bashes. I like them. They like pretty much my favorite one. And I've been going to them for the past couple of years, and they got like a little smaller group compared to the other bashes, but it's still a lot of people there.
Huh. So for people who don't know, BBW stands for Big Beautiful Woman. There are groups of clubs where men like Big Beautiful Woman, and they have these bashes, which are just like days long parties, and they have different things. They have dances, costume parties, pool parties, stuff like that. They're very popular. Why do you like it more? Do you think the people are different, or just that particular group of people, or what?
Well, the host, her name is Erica, and me and her get along really good, and I like the Texas crowd out there. I get along with those people. They make you feel welcoming, and I just click well with them in comparisons to other bashes.
Right. All right. You want to get now, I do want to say that like I said earlier, I took Daron to his first dance, and you can't tell in this video, but Daron is a very friendly, lively, life of the party, everybody likes him kind of guy. And so he's a lot of fun to have at a party. Get up close and personal a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, who was your first like celebrity crush?
Diana Ross.
Oh, Diana Ross was amazing. I'm sure she still is, but back in the day when she was like the queen diva, yeah.
I was real young too, though.
Really? Well, yeah,
I remember. Huh?
You had to have been because you're a lot younger than I am.
Yeah, I remember I was a little kid, and I don't know. I was a young kid, so I was just like glamour. I seen her as all the glamour, and I just like Diana Ross. My mom used to tease me about it a lot.
That's cute, though.
But as I got older, I would say Anna Nicole Smith.
Wasn't she like the most beautiful woman?
Man, she was gorgeous.
She really was. That's really a sad story about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like her before and after she gained the weight? Both?
I like both. I liked her both ways.
And she was beautiful either way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna veer off here for a minute and talk about Anna Nicole Smith. Young people probably have no idea who Anna Nicole Smith was. Anna Nicole Smith was a famous model who got her own reality show after she had gained a bunch of weight. And she had some, I don't know, let's just say maybe addiction problems. But she was, to me, I thought she was the most beautiful woman in the world. But she kind of was a joke. Unfortunately, she kind of became like a joke that, like, late night talk shows, she was always the butt of the joke. And I always felt bad and I sympathized and empathized with her. And the day that she died, I was working at a call center, and everybody that worked there was deeply affected that night. And it surprised, it was, I think people would be surprised how much, how sad we all were that night. All right, I'm going to tell a story now. I know I've told you this story before, but I haven't told this story on camera about the last time that you and I, it's not like you and I were a thing. We just dated a couple times. But there was one night when I spent the night at your house. It was after a dance, and I drank a lot. So that's why I was staying there, because I couldn't drive. And you had a friend staying with you and she had a little kid. You know this story?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going with this story?
I know where you're going.
Yeah, and so your bedroom had a bathroom in it. That's where the bathroom was. You had to come in to the bedroom to go to the bathroom. And I woke up in the morning and I thought, oh, God, my stomach, like I'm going to have to poop. And I didn't want to poop in your bathroom because I didn't want you to smell it. So, so I'm like, I'm going to leave and I'm just going to go call a cab and just go get my car and go home. And so I went outside, because it was early, and I like called from outside, and then I kept waiting and waiting, and no cab was coming. Well, then I didn't want to. Then I thought, well, should I go back up to his place? But I knew that your friend and her little kid were sleeping there, and I didn't want to wake them up. So I waited for a while, and then I thought, well, I'm going to go find a bus stop, because I knew where I used to live in that neighborhood. So I'm like, I'm going to go find a bus stop so that I can just take a bus to where my car is or wherever. And the whole time I'm like holding in a diarrhea, like I'm holding it in like bad. And so then the bus came, and then the bus took me to downtown Auburn, like at the train station there or whatever, and they had some porta potties, thank God. But they didn't have, there was no lock on the door. I didn't even care. I just went in there. It's like, oh, whatever. And then I ended up calling. I took a bus home, and then somebody took me to my car. I don't remember, but I always think about that. Like, that was an awkward moment. It was like a long time after that before I even told you about that, but I just thought that was funny story. So,
Yeah. I woke up. I was like, "Where'd she go?"
I know it was not like I don't know. I don't know why I was so uptight about it, but I love that story. That was the ending of the little fling that Daron and I had. It was ended with diarrhea. It was just like, you don't want people smelling your shit. I also say how cute my hair looks up like that. Usually when my hair is up, that means it was a bad hair day, but it looks darn cute. Okay, so the other thing I was curious about is, like, do you ever have people like try to talk you out of liking plus size women? or like make fun of you or anything like that?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Even right now, people try it, whatever. Like people online, whatever. But I'm a grown man. I don't let that affect me.
Right. Right.
I, I just wondering like why do you worry about what I like? I'm not
Right.
worrying about what they like. So
Is it usually dudes or women that do
it's
that?
it's, it's other dudes. It's other dudes. That's what's the funny thing about it.
Yeah, dudes are weird. Like,
Like why?
all right. So, have you ever had to poop at someone's house after you had sex with them?
Yeah, yes,
Did you just go in and go like a normal person?
yeah, I did.
All right. There's just more proof that I'm not a normal person. All right. So, this is my friend Steve O'Meara. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Cheri.
So, we met at BBW dance. Is
Yes, it
that
was
correct?
my very first one. Yeah.
Your very first one. Okay. And so I know some of these questions about you, I already know the answers to, but um, was that so that was the first BBW event period that you had been to?
Period. I never even knew that it ever existed.
Okay. But you knew Big Women existed.
Oh yeah, I was an admirer for years. Well, I still am, but
Okay.
I was always one of those kind of guys that in the grocery store I'd see a big beautiful woman and just gawk and stare and try not to be too obnoxious, but just secretly admire, if you would.
Okay. And so were you before, had you been married before
Yep, still
prior to
married. Yep.
that? I
Yep.
mean, prior to that, I mean, to anyone else.
Yeah, I was married to a big, beautiful woman.
Okay.
And then I was just going through divorce. It seems like that's always been my preference. I've always kind of been gravitated towards the big, beautiful woman.
Even when you were like a kid and you first started discovering females, or did,
Actually, I was real shy. So I think it was the big girls liked me because I was cute. I
uh-huh.
didn't think I was cute, but I mean, in third grade, there was this girl and she was chunky and she had like come over, hit me in the arm, and wrote a whole bunch of letters and put them in my desk and that kind of stuff. And
Hmm.
but I was so shy. I didn't even have a girlfriend until 17.
Oh,
So
oh.
I was just girls. I was afraid of them. I was shy. So
Uh, what was your mom a big woman?
nope. 5'1" and maybe 100 pounds soaking wet.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Just wanted to pause this here to give a little history. I met Steve at a BBW dance. He was, like just he said, just coming out of a marriage, and I thought he was really cute. And we danced together a little bit, but he told me he wasn't looking for a relationship. So that I was at the point in my life where I was looking for a relationship. So that stopped that dead cold. And then he ended up uh, getting together with Andrea, getting married, happily married all these years now. So I'm glad that nothing happened between us because they were meant for each other.
Been we come from a hugging family, so I mean, I've got lots of siblings.
Oh,
Lots,
yeah,
lots
like
of
how many
so
siblings?
there's 13 of us total.
Oh, that's hot. Now, usually when someone tells me that there's 13 siblings, that makes me wonder if they're Mormon or Catholic, and I didn't ask. I don't know. Maybe that's not a cool question to ask. I don't know. You met your wife, Andrea, at one of these dances,
Actually, I
right?
met her online on a
Oh,
BBW website, and
got it.
and it's just one of those kind of things I was filtering through, and I, was picking sweet faces, ones, and I just gave her a wink, and she winked back, and then we started talking. And after a few months of talking, I met her. I flew her down from. She was from Washington, which is where I was from, but I flew her all the way to Vegas and bought her 2 seats because she was a big girl. And she appreciated that. She thought that was really quite sweet.
Well, that was really quite sweet. So you just flew her there for a vacation, or that's like where you went to meet? That is a classy touch because, a big girl's not going to really fit very well in an airplane seat. So we often have to buy 2 seats. And to have a man think ahead of that for someone is very, very nice. I fly Southwest because they give you that second seat for free, at least until the end of this year. But other airlines do not do that. Oh.
Yeah, that's why we went to meet, because I drove up from, we hit it off immediately.
Well, I didn't know that story, so that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you've been married, she's lost a lot of weight. Has that had any effect on your relationship?
No, I don't think so. I mean, she might think so, but it hasn't. No, I love the woman, the person,
Right.
the weight, the size is what attracted me, but it's the person inside that really is what makes any bond the greatest.
Okay, I get that. Back in the way back, they used to call guys that like bigger women chubby chasers.
Yeah.
And then it became like a BBW admirer or fat admirer. I don't even know if they use those terms anymore because I'm not out dating on the sites and looking at stuff like that. But did you ever have a term like that you called yourself, or were you just?
No, I always called myself normal. And
Right.
Just that, when you're growing up, and all my siblings are like my size. I'm not a big guy. I'm kind of, I'm chunky now, but no, I always thought I had to have I always thought I had to have a skinny girlfriend, because that's what life had always said, but I was never satisfied, if you know what I mean. And there was one time when I played softball and baseball and stuff like that, so I was always really athletic. And at the end of one game, me and my buddies, we went to a bowling alley. Just happened to be, it was just down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And, we were having some, drinks and, I mean, I'm all grubby, but there was this nurse that came up to me and plucked me out of the crowd, if you would. And I was in my early 20s and she was 37. And she was a big, beautiful woman. And, she is the one that kind of turned me around, if you will.
Hmm.
That experience alone was enough to make me think that it was possible.
Now, did your friends ever try to dissuade you from being with a big woman? Or did they ever tease you or anything like that?
No, not even my family. No, they just they look at it as long as I'm happy. I mean, I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky person, so I try to be. I just try to live it well.
Well, Steve, you are way too normal for this interview. Let me just tell you, right?
Well, I try to be. I'm a little bit vanilla, Cheri. No, I was in lust with every big, beautiful woman I saw at the dance. It was like amazing. That was a candy store that, like I said, it's unimaginable.
Well, I always used to say that, like, when when the room got really crowded, not that one room didn't get that crowded, but when you'd go to one of those dances and the room was crowded and you bump against people as you walk, I was like, well, no wonder why guys like this, because it feels really good to bump up against us. I would even think that myself.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope to see you guys soon. The next time we see you, I swear my husband and I will not be arguing and ruin the evening like we have been. Let me just clarify what this means. Okay, so they live over, I'm not exactly sure exactly where, but we often see them in Spokane. So I don't know if they live in exactly Spokane or somewhere near. So like when I do Spokane Comedy Club, often they come out and see me. And anybody who knows my husband or has heard my stories about it, my husband hates to travel. He gets very anxious, and in him, anxiety comes out, making him sound like an asshole, basically. So, he gets very snappy and agitated, and so yeah. Usually, when we see Steve and his wife, my husband and I have just had a snarling argument because of that. So on the daily, my husband and I rarely argue. When we travel, we always argue. So there's that. The last couple times I saw you. So,
I don't remember that. It's just every time I see you guys, it's always a pleasure. So
yeah, same here.
That's what it's all about is making and finding friends that care for you, that admire you, and you're very funny, and we enjoy. I've enjoyed watching you grow into this new field.
Yeah,
and it's an experience. But you said you enjoy yourself, so it's what makes it even better. Yeah. Is that you get better and better and better every time we see you.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we love you guys a lot. So anyway, thank you. And
you bet.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping in and watching this with me. I hope you got naked with me. Make it more enjoyable.